So har yanzu still I think Docker is still downloading bai gama ba. Okay, ya gama. Fine. So everything mun gama downloading komai. So kun tuna kun san mun yi downloading Docker ko? Well, okay, first I think tunda na yi installing Visual Studio Code already. Let's go mu je mu installing, next thing we should install is kafin DBeaver mu installing Docker din tukuna. So we'll double click kan shi Docker Desktop installer din. It should start up anytime soon. Closing one now. To me kuma ke sa shi ɓata lokaci. Okay. So wannan screen din maybe ba za ku ga meye ya nuna min ne clicking ba. Zai ce muku menene do you want to allow the following application to make changes to your computer? Ka ce yes, because I always forget idan screen din ne ya fito in kana recording it doesn't record that particular screen. So in case kuna tunanin mene clicking, na ce ne yes, allow. So say add shortcut to desktop. Okay. Zan bari ya yi min adding shortcut shine wa'annan icons ɗin da ake sa su a nan. So in ka cire, in baka son ya sa ma wani icon a nan, za ka iya cire shortcut ɗin. Ni I prefer ina da Docker shortcut ɗin a wurin, so zan bashi. Ce okay. So zai installing. It's not that heavy actually, Docker ɗin. It's quite in ba ma yanzu newer versions ɗin da suka yi ya zama they are very very heavy ba. Original Docker sanda ya fito, it was very very light, and in fact that was one of the major reasons da ya samu karbuwa. It was very light and universal. But yanzu it seems Microsoft suna ta kokarin acquiring shi Docker din gaba daya, suna ta kokarin monopolizing, so everything is beginning to get bloated. Amma dai haka nan za a haƙuri a jira ya gama downloading. So in ya gama installing. So in ya gama installing, in fact while it's installing, shi wannan Docker Desktop din, it's an application. An gane da zai, just like other applications kun gan shi nan, da zai install akan computer ka. An gane shi ne kamar zai rika spinning shi containers ne inda za ka yi development ɗinka. Now, a Visual Studio Code kuma, you need wani extension that will be communicating with shi wannan Docker Desktop din. An gane ba? So we still have a few things we need to install. Idan ka je Visual Studio Code, so zan boot a Visual Studio Code. In na boot a Visual Studio Code, zan je extensions. Kun tana nan ne extensions. If you remember, akwai su C# tools, but riga na installing, but I'll do that later. For now, the important one nake so I installing is wannan container tools. You can see Microsoft ne suka yi wannan, shine na Docker din, but let's go ahead and install it. There are still some other extensions. So zan yi clicking, za a zo nan a rubuta Docker, Docker, zai fito maka da some of the extensions that you need. Make sure wannan container tools din da na ce asa ai installing din shi is just an extension. Shi ma wannan you can see is a Docker menene makes it easy to create, manage. Duka shi ma it's useful. Shi ma za ka installing din shi. You just click install. Wannan da yake ta Visual Studio Code ne, ba zai wani dauki time. In fact, you can be doing other things while yana installing. Kuma ba zai ci ma wani space sosai ba. I don't think it's that heavy. Sannan finally, I believe we might need wannan Docker DX. So guda uku ne. In kun tuna, akwai container tools Microsoft suka yi developing. Akwai wannan Docker din for shi ma Microsoft suka yi developing. Sannan akwai Docker DX wanda shine asalin Docker company din suka yi developing. So shi ma za ka installing. So other ones, in yace, do you trust the publisher? Just say yes, trust the publisher. You can see there are a lot of other Docker extensions that we don't really need. We don't need all these ones. So wa'annan ukun su ne important ones. And don't forget, in case kana so ka san wanne ne, in ka zo ka duba Docker, ka duba wanne ne who is the publisher. Wannan Microsoft ne, a nan ƙasa ake ganin publisher din. Kuma because to show you it is authentic publisher din ne, za ku ga wani kaman tick sign an yi zage shi da wani blue ribbon a nan haka, kun gani, showing you that wannan Microsoft din is the authentic publisher na wannan extension din. So the same thing na Docker DX, you can see this is an authentic publisher na wannan, an gane. Sai mu gani if I can find ɗayan container ne muka ce ko container, shi ma Microsoft ne suka yi gashi nan. So makes it easy to create, manage, and debug containerized applications. So Shima, you can see Microsoft ne suka yi publishing authentically. So you install. So how do you know ya gama installing? Kaman just like other, I'm sure me installing extensions before. Idan ka yi clicking a Visual Studio Code kenan, bari in enlarge wannan magani da kyau what's happening. Let me close this. So in kai clicking any extension a nan, first dai zaka zo nan menu din kai clicking wannan shine extensions icon, an gane. Sai ka zo kai clicking ko kai searching online. You have to be connected to internet, an gane ba, for wannan, for downloading extensions. So in ka zo kai clicking shi, zaka ga information din a nan sama. Idan yin bai yi installing ba, za ga install a nan. In kuma ya yi installing, za ga uninstall ne. So if you don't want it later, kana so kai uninstalling extension din daga Visual Studio Code, you can just click uninstall din nan. Sannan again, another thing I forgot to mention, any extension kai install, idan kai ticking wannan auto update din, whenever there is a new version na wannan extension din, zai yi updating maka automatically. Normally most of the extensions I just leave them, but just for you to know cewa if you don't want automatic updates, you can zaka iya ticking wannan. So those are the 3 important extensions na Docker din that we need. So go ahead and install them. Sai na tuna akwai kun riga kun yi, of course, C#, because this is a new system. I'm trying to get everything installed. So zan nemi C#. To ina okay, keyboard ina bai canza shi zuwa English UK ba. I think yana English US ne, so okay. So I think it should work now. Still not working. Hi. Oh, okay. So but let's say C# haka. I'll change that later. So C# extensions nake nema. Kai, baya nan yanzu, I can't really find it. So abinda zan yi, probably not to waste your time, tunda ku riga kun installing, I'll do that later. For now, let me show you yanda zamu yi setting up. So in ka yi wa'annan, that is all. Ka yi installing extensions ɗinka da kake needing a nan. Sai finally kar a manta. Okay, yana cewa Docker Desktop installation succeeded. You must restart Windows to complete installation. So zan yi restarting later in na gama video din nan, an gane ba. By the time ne restarting, probably zan ɗan ƙara wani segment na video din to show you what Docker din looks like. So I'll do that later. Yanzu akwai one more thing da bamu riga mun installing ba, if you remember. Abubuwa, okay, DBeaver ko? Abubuwa uku muka iya DBeaver. Gashi na ya gama installing. So let's go and ya gama downloading. Sai mu je mu installing. So first of all, this is a zipped folder. Tunda zipped folder muka yi downloading, abinda za a yi, you need to extract it first. So what I'll do Ctrl+C in copying. Sai in je inda nake so ne installing din shi. Let me see. I would like to install it. Let me create a new folder and installed programs. I prefer it ya zama in a different folder the other installed programs. So then extracting in shi anan, in kuka yi right clicking, sai ku sa extract all on and then you can say extract. So in ya gama extracting, bari mu jira. Okay, so ya gama extracting ya buɗe shi. Okay, so let me just close this to show you abin da ya faru. So this is the zipped folder. This is the extracted folder. An gane ba, so in aka yi double clicking nan, aka yi double clicking DBeaver din nan, this is the application. So portable version ne actually. So we don't really need to, a haka it's like zai yi running ba tare da kayi wani installing din shi ba. An gane? Amfanin zipped applications kenan. So in za mu running din shi, we just double click wannan icon wanda aka rubuta DBeaver. In kun lura wannan DBeaver C ne, wannan DBeaver. So in aka yi double clicking za a ga it will come up. So you can see it's coming up. So finally there is one last thing a yi haƙuri har yanzu ba a gama ba, because DBeaver nan shi it's just an application that gives you easy access to database management system ɗinka. An gane ba? This is what it looks like. Blah blah blah. Microsoft Windows Defender is active and could significantly decrease the startup and overall performance of DBeaver. Select how this installation should be handled. Exclude DBeaver from being scanned. Yes, that is what I will do. I don't. In kana so ka yi yanda na yi, you can go ahead and do yanda na yi, but ni dai haka zan bar shi. Keep DBeaver being scanned. No, I don't want that. So proceed. Do you want to allow this app to make? Yeah. So har yanzu DBeaver is starting. To improve user experience and product performance, DBeaver can collect do not share data. Bana so me sharing data. Confirm. Do you want to create sample database? Okay. No, I don't want to create sample database by yanzu ba, because I don't ba mu riga mun yi setting up shi database management system din mu ba. An gane? Akwai abin da ake ce ma relational database management system. We are going to need one. There are so many different types, two of which I can recommend. Akwai MySQL, akwai me sunan shi ma Postgres SQL ne, PostgRE SQL. An gane, shi ne za ku gan shi kaman da wani elephant symbol. Now shi kuma MySQL two versions ne. Akwai wanda yana zuwa da open source version wanda ake ce ma, ina jin shine MariaDB database management system. Sannan akwai kuma shi asalin MySQL din wanda shi daga baya is no longer open source. So most likely MariaDB din will be what I will recommend in ana so. Sai kuma PostgRE SQL din nan, I think for me, gaskiya right from time I've been using MySQL saboda da ba na using C# for back end. Da PHP nake using. So akwai wani combination na Microsoft, ana ce mushi WAMP, Windows, Apache server, MySQL. That is WAMP din, full meaning din WAMP din nake gaya muku. MySQL da PHP. Full meaning din WAMP din kenan. Wato Windows operating system, Apache web server, da MySQL database, da kuma PHP back-end programming language. Those four combinations su ne tools din aka yi combining din su into one one environment da za ka iya downloading, sai ka yi duk all your necessary web-based development ɗinka da wannan package din. But so far yanzu we have the option, za ka iya selecting anything you want. So I no longer use, not no longer entirely, on few occasions I still use PHP, but I just feel for us we don't really need it for now. We're sticking to our C# for server-side coding. Say for shi database din, I will just recommend, let's go with PostgreSQL SQL an gane ba. So I will go ahead and download shi PostgreSQL, but notice the reason, this is one of the reason why muka yi choosing Docker an gane. Instead of us mu je muna downloading PostgreSQL, muna installing din shi akan system ɗinmu, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to install it ta Docker. An gane ba? So I think that means for us to do that, say mun yi restarting system, because Docker, for it to finalize wannan setup din shi ya ce sai an yi restarting. So I'm going to have to restart. So this will end wannan section din na wannan video. I will try and connect it the next section. So a next section za mu ga yadda za mu setting up shi MySQL, sorry ba MySQL but PostgreSQL database management system using Docker. Ka gane a cikin container, a cikin Docker container za mu yi pulling din shi down. So Docker zai creating mana wani container automatically with PostgreSQL a cikin shi, and it will be as if yana running akan local computer mu ne. We will be able to access wannan database din. An fara ganin amfanin Docker. The same thing idan muka je servers, idan muka je hosting on whatever computer za mu yi hosting, an gane, the same kind of setup za mu yi creating wani Docker container inda za mu yi pulling down shi wannan PostgreSQL database din, an gane, sannan other containers will hold other applications din. Enough talk, we'll end this one video and probably in restarting will continue.